Hello folks, North. This is part 3 of our lean-to series. Yeah, we're trying to keep these videos under between 10 and 15 minutes each. So there'll be a lot of them as we progress with the lean-to project. And then we'll be doing, like I said in the very first one, after the lean-to is finished and I'm camping out here, we're going to do a lot of fun bushcraft round the campfire kind of videos. So let's get going back on the lean-to, and I'll explain where we're at now. So what I did was okay, I finished the back. Now I'll move the camera in a little bit and show you the back and how it looks after all the boughs were put on. So again, we have our basic lean-to shelter, tarp, vertical sticks over the tarp, horizontal smaller sticks to create a mesh for the pine boughs. On top of the pine boughs, I laid a half a dozen larger logs about 3 to 4 inches around. Laid those vertically. That'll hold those boughs in place. I don't have to worry about them blowing off of the shelter. And what I did, other than that, was I collected a lot of material and I closed off this tripod end of the shelter. I've got that closed off now. Now what I'll be doing with this, and we'll do that in a different video, is I will be covering that with boughs also. And I probably will not tarp this. I'll just put boughs on this. I may tarp it in the spring when I get into the rainy season. But for the winter, I think all I'm going to need on the ends are boughs. I just want to keep the wind out. That's all I'm trying to do on this end. And I'll be doing the same on this end. I threw a few sticks up, but the same thing will be on that end. So I'll have 2 nice storage areas in here once I'm done. I haven't worked on my bed yet, but I will get to that. But so that's where we're at this point. And one unique thing I had occur was I was out collecting boughs and I came across an old dead cedar. We have quite a few cedars in our area, and this is an ancient old cedar, and it had rotted in half. And what I did was I cut a piece, and it makes a really nice crown cap for my shelter. I really like it. What it does is it helps hold all of these spruce boughs on from the top. Believe it or not, this thing's not very heavy. It only weighs maybe 10 pounds. It's cedar, so it's light, and it's dry, and it's hollow. It's just a half. But it makes a nice smooth round cap for the front of my lean-to. So when I sitting in this thing and it's raining a little bit, this will help catch the rain, roll it off the front instead of it dripping down here, and it'll also act, like I said, as a crown cap to hold all my boughs in place. So that was a nice little find I just ran into while I was out there. So, okay, I'm going to move the camera and we're going to talk about the back of the shelter, and that'll finish up part 3, and then I'll do some more and we'll get into part 4. So hang tight. I'm going to move the camera and then we're going to continue this. That probably made you feel pretty dizzy, but I just decided, well, being I got the camera in hand, I'm going to try to just walk around with it. Well, that's not working so well because of the tripod, but you can see the end. This is the tripod end of the shelter, enclosed. Now, yeah, taking you for a walk through the woods. get you back around here. Oh, as you can see, I got a nice little pond right here next to my shelter area. And off in the distance is our base camp. But there's the back of the shelter. This ground isn't very level. That's a little better. So that's the back of the shelter. Now you can see I have a lot of boughs on here. There's probably 8 to 12 inches thick of boughs on here. And then I just use these logs just as a weight to hold those boughs in place. I don't want them slipping down and falling down. So I just use these small logs. They're lightweight, they're dead wood, but they will hold the boughs in place. And you can see that cedar ridge board I put on. You can see that right up on top there. So when you do these boughs, you start from the bottom and work your way to the top, and your last boughs are hanging over the top. And then you just trim them off. And when you want to fill in places, you take a bough. I don't have one handy, but you just take the bough and you take the stick end of it and shove it up into these boughs, and then pull your needles out where you want them. It works like $1,000,000, and it won't pull back out. It just shoves right in there and holds real nice. So as you can tell, with 8 to 12 inches or more, some spots I'm sure are more, of boughs, there's a lot of insulating properties that go on with that. Plus, once we get our snow, and I have a snow load on this, that will help retain the heat in my shelter. I won't have any drafts. I won't have to worry about cold spots. This will be very comfortable. So, with that, I think that's where we're going to end this particular video. Sty is in dire need for a cup of coffee. And so from Sty, Jim, and Rory, here at Camp WTF, thanks for watching our Lean-To series. And stay tuned and make sure to catch our next one. I guess that's going to be series number 4. Lean-To part 4. So we look forward to seeing you, and just hang tight and we'll get you another video. This is Sty North signing off. You all have a nice day.